We've told you about a woman who was running for her life because she thought her ex-husband was going to kill her.
She just faced him again in court. She told Tulsa's investigative reporter Jana Clark she's not just doing this for herself, but for other women. Here's Jana's follow-up Fox 23 investigation.
When Richard Phillips walked into a McIntosh County courtroom, he tried to keep us from getting video of him. He covered his face with a big yellow envelope and repeatedly showed us his middle finger. Richard's charged with kidnapping and pointing a gun at Victoria Colbash 2 years ago. She told me he held her captive for 5 terrifying hours.
Did you believe he was going to kill you?
Oh, absolutely.
Court documents show when Eufaula police found Richard, he had a .32 caliber handgun and 2 magazines.
My first thought when I felt that gun on the back of my head, which I wasn't even able to talk about without crying in prior interviews, my thought was my children and my grandchildren. I have 2 girls and 8 granddaughters.
Victoria says after Richard kidnapped her in Eufaula, she got away and filed this protective order. Then she ran for her life across state lines to Missouri.
When he skipped bond with an ankle monitor on and found me in Missouri, I have no doubt he intended to finish the job.
Rosebud, Missouri police arrested Richard right across the street from Victoria's apartment. Police say he had a sawed-off shotgun and a box of ammunition. Now Richard faces charges for crimes against Victoria in Missouri and in 2 Oklahoma counties, Pittsburgh and McIntosh.
They will not allow me to talk about anything in Missouri or anything in Pittsburgh County. I can only discuss the events that happened here.
I asked Richard about his intentions with Victoria.
Richard, were you planning to kill Victoria? Richard, did you have any...
Freedom of speech, right? Freedom of speech?
You don't have to answer.
I'm not answering. You're wasting your time. Get out of my face. Get out of my face.
After a lot of waiting and discussing it with his attorney, Richard asked the judge to waive his right to a speedy trial. The judge questioned that decision and told Richard, "You could have had a trial in February or March." Richard told the judge that's what he wants. You can see it here in court documents. Richard's waiving the right to a speedy trial.
How does that make you feel?
You know, at this point, nothing surprises me. You know, every time I come here, it's just kind of a potluck. What's going to come out, you know?
A criminal attorney told me there are several reasons why someone might ask to waive his right to a speedy trial. It could be someone plans to agree to a plea deal, or he wants to give his defense time to gather more evidence and come up with a better case.
Richard, if there's anything that you would like...
Come in. Talk to my lawyer.
I tried to see if Richard's attorney would talk about the case, but he said no.
How many times now have you come to court?
Between Missouri and Oklahoma, probably at least 25 times.
And why do you keep coming back to court?
In the beginning, I had to. You know, I was subpoenaed and had to. Now I'm at the point where I'm trying to advocate for domestic violence victims, and I feel that he needs to see my face. He needs to know that I'm not scared, that I'm not backing down anymore. I need to stand up for myself and other women in Oklahoma.
You might remember we told you about Richard's ex, Pamela Hall, who died in 2018.
That was probably one of the most scary things I've ever been through in my life.
Pamela's daughter, Katie Shepard, believes Richard may have had something to do with her mom's death because he was the last person to see her alive. The medics said Pamela died of a heart attack. Katie says that night Richard gave her mom insulin, and it was the only time he ever did.
Did you confront him about it?
As soon as he said he took life insurance, I said, there's no way that you took life insurance out on her shortly before she dies on the only night you give her insulin, and you didn't do anything to her.
Bixby police opened an investigation, but say right now there's not enough evidence to file any charges against Richard for Pamela's death. Bixby police told me this: if anyone else provides additional evidence in the future, we will review it accordingly and take appropriate action.
Did you have anything to do with your ex's
That's enough.
death?
That's enough. This is my lawyer. Direct all questions to him.
Now I'm not focused on what happened to me and more focused on what can I do to make sure that if these things happen to my grandchildren or any women in my life in Oklahoma, that the laws help protect them better than they've protected me.
However many court dates there are, however long this takes, will you keep coming back?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Not just for me, his family, for the other women that he's affected, and hopefully keep him off the streets from hurting anybody else.
In McIntosh County, covering news that matters, Jana Clark, Fox 23 News.
Victoria is heading up a group that will gather at the state capitol the morning of March 5th. They will discuss changing laws that she believes will help domestic violence victims.
Do you have a tip or issue that you think Jana Clark should investigate? Let us know. Email FOX23 Investigates at fox23.com or call 918-388-5354 or search Fox 23 Jana Clark on Facebook.